Good morning, TikTok. I'm about to read my word, do my devotion. I got my coffee. If y'all haven't tasted the creme brulee coffee creamer, you have to. It's so good. I love it. I didn't even know they had creme brulee coffee creamer until I went to the store the other day and I seen it, and this is like one of my favorite flavors of everything. Creme brulee. It's my favorite flavor for a lot of stuff. And believe it or not, I've never tried it in real life, but I want to. I know it's good because I'm like a vanilla custard type girl. Okay, anyway, I don't want to get off on track here. I want to start our conversation off this morning, Thoughts with God. I was fixing my coffee in the kitchen and I'm like, you know why I can't just tolerate, and look at my hair, tolerate and be a part of just any church, Lord? I was telling the Lord this. You know why I can't just tolerate and be a part of and serve at and build community with just any church? Because I do not have a tolerance if they are not portraying the heart of God. I don't. If they don't have the Father's heart at the core of who they are, and if they don't teach the Father's heart, preach the Father's heart, portray the Father's heart, if their heart and their core values are not aligned with the Father's heart, then I do not have a tolerance for it. I don't know if it's because I'm a prophet or if it's because I'm a seer or what the deal is. And I always thought that it was something was wrong with me. This hair I got to do something with this. I just woke up. I always thought it was something wrong with me, but it's not me. I'm not saying I'm perfect. By no means. By no means. But I know I'm after the Father's heart. I know I'm after the heart of Christ. I know I'm after the heart of Jesus. I'm after his heart. And when you try to be a part of something that you know and your discernment is, your radar is going off, because not because you've been there one time. You can't tell that they don't operate out of the Father's heart if you only go there one time. I'm sorry, you just can't, guys. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't. Now, if it's a church that's way off, then maybe. But I'm saying, when you keep going to the same church over time and you try to build relationships and you try to build connections and you get fed and you go and you get poured into, and then you come home and you get in the secret place. This little thing right here is aggravating me. It's so puffy. I slept on that side. And you come home and you get in the secret place and in other words, you know what's on the Father's heart, and you just feel out of alignment. When you go to these specific churches, you feel out of alignment. You just know that it's not the Father's heart. I don't have no tolerance for it. I ain't got no tolerance for it. I'm serious. I can't tolerate it. My spirit can't tolerate it. I walked out of a church. I walked clean out of a church some months back because I had a big, huge check in my spirit. Some things was going on that my spirit just did not sit right with. Everybody was looking at me, all eyes on me, and I walked clean out. And then I thought something was wrong with me until the Lord began to minister to me and show me exactly why I walked out. With proof, with receipts, with proof, not speculation, not being the accuser of the brethren in my mind, not my flesh, with proof, with receipts of why my spirit got up and made me walk out of that church. I don't have a tolerance for a church or a ministry or a move of God that doesn't truly have the heart of God at its core. I just don't. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's why most of the time I'm a loner. I don't like being a loner. I don't like it. I want kingdom connections. I want kingdom family. I want kingdom connections. But whoever I'm connected to, they got to have the Father's heart. They want it. They have to. whoever is going to be over me, that I'm going to submit to, if they don't have the Father's heart at their core value, I cannot do it. I cannot align myself with it. I did that already, and I paid greatly consequences for it. It put me in a dark spot for 3 years. I'm not tolerating Jezebel. Okay? Jesus said in the book of Revelation, you tolerate Jezebel. I'm not tolerating Jezebel. Matter of fact, I'm not tolerating none of the things that Jesus talks about in the book of Revelation for the churches. Even in my own self. Even in my own self, I don't have the tolerance for it. That's why I'm so hard on myself. And that's why my convictions are so strong, even though I fall short daily. Even though I fall short to my flesh daily, and God's still building character in me. He's still building patience in me. He's still building love in me. You got to remember, I'm a prodigal. I had fell away in my heart with unforgiveness and bitterness. And I just started coming out of it like 13, 14 months ago, slowly. Maybe a little longer. But it's been a process is what I'm saying. I've just come completely out of it, and completely out of a root of rejection, and completely out of a root of bitterness 10 months ago. So I'm very, very careful, and I'm very wise when it comes to, and the Lord told me that this year. The word for me this year, my personal prophetic word this year for me was be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove, and be discreet. Don't tell everything to everybody. Don't put your business on Front Street. Build quietly, but at the same time use wisdom and say what I tell you to say. But anyway, that's just my thoughts this morning. You know, for a long time I always thought it was something that was wrong with me, but it was my discernment. And I know I needed healing in some areas, man. I know that my perception on things was twisted. I know that familiar spirits had things happening as well. Some deception that was going on. But I was also not crazy. I was also not crazy. I was after the Father's heart, even when I was hurt. I was telling him the other night, Lord, even through all my junk, you've never left me. You have been my rock, my strength through all of it. You have never left me nor forsake me. You have been my everything through all of it. I wasn't offended. I'm not saying I've never been mad at God before. I have. But I wasn't offended with God this time. I loved him. I clung to him for dear life. I was offended with the church. I was offended with, myself. I had a lot of guilt and condemnation and shame on myself for falling away. I didn't, so the thing about it is, even when you come back to God as a prodigal, it takes time for restoration. And when you do fully come back, you really don't have a tolerance for crap. You don't have a tolerance for compromise. You don't have a tolerance and that comes along with being prophetic and having the calling to the office of a prophet as well. Because we see so much, and that's why we're so hard on ourselves too. Because we see so much, and we know we are held accountable to a higher standard. Anyway, Jesus is always the standard. Going after the Father's heart is always what I'm after. I'm going after his heart. I don't want to go after anything else but his heart. Amen? All right. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.